Ukrainian President Zelensky's visit to Turkey comes in the midst of the deadliest and largest war in Europe since the Second World War that has now raged for well over a year. Bilateral relations between Ankara and Kiev are strong, with Turkey having voiced its support for Ukraine's territorial integrity. Turkish and Ukrainian ministers signed a memorandum of understanding to enhance industrial and technological cooperation. President Zelenskyy thanked Turkey for its support during this challenging time.
We're preparing a global peace summit, and it's essential that Turkey be among the leaders in such action. We also discussed today the critical issues of our cooperation within NATO, particularly in preparation for the summit in Vilnius. I raised the issue in our conversation about inviting Ukraine to NATO, and I was glad to hear that President Erdogan said that Ukraine deserves to become a member of NATO. One more thing, Türkiye and you personally, Mr. President Erdogan, have done a lot to help release our people from Russian captivity.
President Erdogan said that he supported Ukraine's NATO aspiration and that Turkey will help Ukraine rebuild. He also expressed his hope that the grain initiative will be extended beyond its upcoming deadline.
There is no doubt that Ukraine deserves NATO membership. I would like to re-emphasize a point that I've always insisted on. A just peace has no losers. Despite the differences in understanding between the parties, it is our sincere desire to return to the search for peace as soon as possible. We will support Ukraine to get back on its feet. I hope that the initiative, which has delivered 33 million tons of grain to those in need in 1 year, like a breath of fresh air to the world through the Turkish Straits, will be extended again after it expires on July the 17th.
In 2022, Turkey brokered a UN deal with Ukraine and Russia that allowed the countries to export vital supplies of grain products that are the source of food for millions. But the deal is set to expire soon, and Russia has sent signs that it may object to its renewal. UN officials have warned that a failure to extend the Black Sea Grain Initiative could greatly impact countries in Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia that rely on Ukrainian wheat. Strategic cooperation between Turkey and Ukraine is extensive and likely to expand. Ukrainian defense officials have praised the combat capabilities of the Turkish Bayraktar unmanned combat aerial vehicle that Turkey sold to Ukraine in 2019. President Zelenskyy met with Haluk Bayraktar, the CEO of Baykar, the Turkish company that produces the Bayraktar drone, where they discussed the future construction of a joint factory in Ukraine that will produce the combat drone. Turkey's unique role as a mediator between Ukraine and Russia has helped save the lives of Ukrainian soldiers. In 2022, Turkey helped arrange the release of dozens of Ukrainian Azov battalion soldiers who were held as prisoners of war by the Russians following the siege and capture of the Ukrainian city of Mariupol. President Zelenskyy received a warm welcome here in Istanbul. It's one of his most important overseas visits as he makes the rounds among European countries, urging them to send Kiev more weapons to help sustain its counteroffensive against the Russians, which has thus far gotten off to a slow start. Meantime, he's trying to gather as much support amongst his neighbors as he can during a critical phase of that struggle. I'm Oubai Shahbandar for TRT World, Istanbul.